And a good morning to you all. We're back here live at the 2022 United States National Snooker Championship at Ox Billiards in Seattle, Washington. It's the beginning of the knockout round here, a round of 16. It's best of 5. We've got a great one to kick things off. CCU, the local boy, against Liwa Chen. Should be fit to be a great matchup. David Burney is in the booth with you to start things off. I'm pretty sure I'll have some friends popping in from time to time, but hopefully you've subscribed to the Facebook page or the YouTube page because those alerts should be going off that we're ready to take all you viewers on a wonderful snooker adventure today. At the end of today, we'll be down to 4 as the semifinals and finals will be done tomorrow. But right now, Liwa to break off for frame 1. Alright, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Our good friend Snooker155, John. Hope you guys are probably getting towards lunch and dinner time in your respective neighborhoods, or we're just getting the morning started over here in Seattle. So CC was victorious in his group. Great little rub off the brown there to get things started. CC, a very impressive player, was the winner of the Seattle Open back in March of this year. I think he was untouched, never dropped a frame in that entire tournament, and had a wonderful battle against Max Guan a month before at the BC Open in Richmond in February. He looked strong, bounced out to a 2-0 advantage against Max, but then Max roared back to lead the match 3-2. CC battled to force a decider, and then Max won it on the last pink. So, and talking to CC, he's really excited for the season to get going because he wants his revenge on Max. I have to say, CC's a great player. She could be one of the favorites to hoist the Tom Collins Trophy tomorrow. Liwa, not totally familiar with him, but looks like he was kind of stuttering a little bit with Tom Tan in one of his early matches, but then really started to find the driver's seat and gave Romil Asmet quite a match. So good morning all. Glad you're tuning in. And if you are in the Seattle area, plenty of seats in the room to take in the live snooker action. The drinks are cool, the action is hot. Come join us, come say hello. But we're glad you're all tuning in on the stream wherever we may find you. Feel free to let us know where you're tuning in from. If you have any comments or questions, we do have a good fellowship already, where I see some of our caster regulars are tuning in, so great to hear. Germany, the Carolinas, Minnesota, and we're just going to grow and grow. Snooker is a global game, fun for all, and it's the round of 16. These are best of 5 matches, and after this the quarterfinals and semis will be best of 7 to lead up to a final which will be a best of 9. I got a feeling that with these matches, there's going to be they're going to definitely go for their shots, but they know the tactical bit. I think, as we saw in the last 2 days in the round robin phase, there was definitely a plenty number of flukes. And I guess flukers, if Christian was here, he'll be happy that I'm using this term. But I don't think there'll be as many fluke shots here. I think a lot of shots will be calculated. We're getting really to the upper crests of the players here. I'm pleased to announce in the booth with me, I've got owner, operator, snooker pusher in the Pacific Northwest extraordinaire, Mike Dominguez. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, David Burney. Good morning to those on the stream. We're getting messages already about tickets to come and watch. There are no tickets. Just come on over. We have seats for you. There will be no pool play today. The only thing on our minds is snooker.
Good morning, Ellie. It was great having you in the booth yesterday. Your insight was invaluable. The way you were able to let our viewers know what kind of goes through the mind of a player, and as well, Ellie has the distinct reputation of being the first ever American player to play on the famed Crucible Theatre in Sheffield, England. So, Ali, really nice that you came in, and best of luck on your match. It'll be coming up, scheduled for 1 o'clock. That's when our next batch of matches will be, and then I think the quarters will start at 4. So that's tentative. Sometimes we can see these matches run a little bit long. Sometimes, a player can really start feeling it, and white watches can happen, or nail-biting deciders going down to the final black. You get it all in this game of snooker. I think that red just to the right of the pink does go into the top right corner. Just wants to run through a little bit to be on the black. That's a nice little stun run through shot. CC makes it look easy, but believe me, those shots take years of practice.
Yeah, when the later rounds happen and CC moves on in these tournaments, what I've noticed from him is he just takes his time more. He's more serious, more measured. Not that he takes the early rounds for granted, but I think he's trying to find his rhythm, and each round he gets stronger and stronger. That was a great shot. Lucky to, or skilled enough to miss the bunch. Just checking to see if that bottom red goes, or what might happen to the cue ball if it does go. Deciding now where to hit the cue ball, it looks like. Trying to give it some side dig out of there. There goes the pink ball.
Yeah, just a little unfortunate. Obviously, you always have to have a bit of a luck when you're going to cannon into a bunch of reds. It's a tough black. He's pushed out some reds, so definitely helping his cause here in this first frame.
Maybe trying to cut this into the corner pocket. That would be quite the shot. Did seem to be an element of safety there.
Yeah, definitely with that severe blind cut, he was going to lose the control of the cue ball, not be able to hold it into the top end. So unfortunately, he's left a great opportunity for Li Hua just to stun into this red by the yellow and lay a fiendish snooker. So it's not always about potting balls in this game. You got to have a strong mind that knows when to pounce offensively and when to just pull back and throw your defensive card on the table.
Yeah, I would have thought that he would have just done a simple stop shot right behind the yellow, given where that red ball was.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised, but that might be just, first frame jitters. Just maybe trying to just get a feel for the table.
I think what we've seen from Li Wah this first early rounds is that he's a bit of a slow starter, and he comes back and wins matches after dropping the first frame. He does have a nice defensive mind, so perhaps he is a little nervous. Oh, red ball's got to hit something. That was a great placement of the cue ball. Unlucky.
That's a nice shot to nothing there. Took the double on, knew he had an element of stave. He was going to get a cue ball on near the bulk cushion, so he's just going to roll up to the pink here. Jeez, and now he's taking a look at the black, and that come all the way down, all full 12 feet.
He totally shot up. He saw something when he got down. He was like, hey, wait a minute. Is that black ball on? Let's take a second look, which is always wise. Stand up if your mind isn't committed to your shot.
Yeah, so often than not with the newer player, the amateur, some weird force comes down and says, hey, when you're down on the shot, you got to take the shot.
Oh.
So it wasn't there.
So that's a foul 7.
But yeah, you said it correctly, Mike. If you're not feeling it, hey, there's no harm in foul. Just standing up, recomposing yourself, clear your mind, concentrate on your technique, and go and take the shot.
It's not a guarantee that things will go your way, but more often than not, when you get down and shoot, and then that little doubt comes in and you don't get it out of your mind, more often than not, you will make a mistake. John is asking, does he have to put him back? It is an option because it is technically a foul and a miss. But I think he wanted to try that right in the middle pocket. Felt like maybe it was a more valuable option. But yeah, he definitely could have put him back. Having said that, he doesn't have to go for the black ball again, so he might have just rolled up behind the pink if Lehao would have put him back.
Cece's got a nice red here into the green pocket.
Chuck Jones. I haven't had my coffee yet, so I'm not sure if you've responded to Chuck Jones on YouTube. Hello again, Michael and David. Hello, Chuck. Hope you're well.
Good friend from Motown, Detroit, Michigan.
Bridging over, getting the right speed is difficult. He went a little too far, but I think this is within CC's skill set to make this upper left red. Stun it, one cushion.
Yeah, he's got a good angle on this black just to disturb these reds and hopefully develop them. Because if you can do that, there's about 24 points available with red blacks. That's a much better shot. Obviously, we can imagine these great shots, but you got to play your comfort level, and I think that's a smart shot that play there by CC. Had the angle to run up for that red above the blue, whereas if you wanted to run into those 3 reds, it puts an element of danger. You need to be just hoping your luck works out for you.
Yeah, I think he was looking at the potting angle for the 2 reds that are close together and didn't like what he saw, so he just went up the table to get rid of the red in the middle by the blue. I wonder if he's on a good angle for this.
Yeah, I might just...
Oh, nice.
It's just so effortless with CC. All you youngsters are new people to the great game of snooker. CC's a great player to emulate. Very still on the shot. The only thing is moving his backhand on a hinge. And he's doing what you need to do early on. Keep your opponent in their seat. Don't give them a chance to warm up, wake up.
I love that. Stand up. It's something I wish I could do more often. Sometimes when I'm down, a little thought comes in my head and I have an opposing thought that says, nah, you're fine. So, yeah, it takes a lot of discipline.
Yeah, CC just didn't seem comfortable with that, but...
Jumped up. Nice break, though. Pretty good lead. Little 30 break.
Yeah, 39 in it, but 59 on the table. Snooker Shed, thanks for tuning in. Actually had a little bit of time to check out briefly one of your clips. The Snooker Shed, he does do some great coaching and has manufactured a very interesting table in his shed, shall we say. Didn't have the room for a full 6x12, so he just created actually... I think Snooker Shed, what is it, a 7x6 kind of table? Or he's just taken the top half of the table and a little bit into the bulk end. So definitely check out his videos. Lots of fun. And like any good Scotsman, is passionate about the game of snooker.
Beautiful shot. So if he was Irish, would it be a snooker shebeen?
Possibly. We'll have to get Dave Daly's thoughts on that.
That's not a bad name, actually, a snooker shebeen. But I went too far here to be on one of those reds.
Just got to watch out for those Irish and the letter H. They seem to avoid it very much.
Has the one in the middle. With that pays. Oh my goodness, I almost went it off. A little bit of an opener here for Liwa.
Yeah, fortunate enough that that pink has made its way up into bulk. Because the pink was on its spot. It was going to be tough with those two reds in bulk. It's not profitable because 45 point advantage for CC. Liwa is going to need some high valued colors to give him a chance of winning this frame. It's a nice red to get him going, get him a little bit, feeling a bit confident, feel like he's in this frame.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, he just wants to try to get near the reds here. He left himself a good angle on the blue. Salud, Jamie. Perfect speed.
Yeah, as much as that yellow's kind of in his eyesight, it shouldn't be too much of a problem, but it always just is a touch of annoyance. And now he's just kind of taking a look at the scoreboard there just to see what he needs to do. If he takes these with pinks, he should be all right.
Great check side. Stay on top of that red. Give yourself a chance for the pink.
Remember, the pink is going to come back to its spot, so...
This table is so nice and neat. Other than the pink ball, which should go home after this shot.
Nice shot there.
Looks like a nice, tidy table.
Well, they are fantastic conditions here, Mike. You've done a wonderful job. Everyone is just raving about these tables. I don't think I've heard any complaints about the tables they play. Professional quality. The only tough part is they might say pretty tight pockets.
Would you rather miss on club pockets, or would you rather miss on tight professional pockets? Would you rather make a ball on club pockets, or would you rather make a ball on professional pockets?
Thanks, Snooker Shed, for posting a shout out to Ox Billiards and the US Worlds. Much appreciated.
Yeah, thank you, Snooker Shed.
Definitely who really needs a great shout out is our friend Jamie Miller. She's done a phenomenal job of tournament direction all weekend long. I know we're about halfway through, but when you get kind of into the knockout round, it's a little bit more easier to manage. The round robin, you got matches finishing at a rapid pace, some carrying on. So she's done a fantastic job just organizing to make sure players are ready for their matches. And it's just, we're really appreciative of all the hard work that she did throughout this weekend.
Yeah, and it's not just telling people where to go and what to do. It's jumping in certain moments and at the same time directing matches with bunches of questions in your ear. I'm very impressed. She's done a great job.
Yeah, putting patches on waistcoats, finding cell phone chargers, getting cups of coffee,
and dealing with the public. We did have public pool tables open. So we're all doing our best, and Jamie is executing it very well. What a shot.
Yeah, that was his frame ball there. We're in the snooker required stage.
Got one toe on the floor, got the brown in the way, slight little left English, and pots the much needed. Oh, we might look at a clearance here. He's got to be feeling good about this frame. Lee Wah is yet to get his blood going. A little cold. Oh, goodness gracious. Duck too soon.
Needs to run. Ooh. Has he got the cover? Yeah, I think he's got the cover from the pink. Sargon, thank you very much. Really enjoying that the whole tournament is fully streamed and like the clear picture of the stream. I hope our audio is sounding crisp and informative to you. And yeah, Cloud Snooker has done a great job as the players have these iPads at their tables, and that's where they're keeping score. And it talks right to the website. So the updated scoring is just a fantastic work there.
Yeah, Sargon, it'd be great to have you in the club. Consider yourself invited. Come down here, we'll stream a match of yours. We'll put together some people.
Yeah, since we're in the snooker required stage, you can't put him back. But he's putting him back. He can put him back in from this position. He just can't put the cue ball back in the original position. No foul in the miss here. CC's definitely wanted to kill off this frame sooner than later. Doesn't want to drag it out. He's had the advantage all frame long. Doesn't want to lose that momentum and get into a safety exchange. So
very true. That brown ball miss was unexpected, and will he suffer for it? Lee Wise, I'll probably say it a bunch of times, is very good on defense. So he will annoy CC. It's going to make him earn it from here on out.
True. These high-valued color balls are not in the greatest spot for snookers. Obviously, you like one of those balls to just be off the cushion so they can really get nice and tight to it. But, as we've seen, Liwa can find cover with those colors out in the middle of the table.
Yeah, I mean, if CC's at the table and he's not potting balls, then that feeling goes away. And he's just trying to hit the ball. It's a much different approach to the game. So Liwa is cooling him down a bit. Oh no. Still in it, but fewer balls to hide behind.
And you mentioned Liwa is a great defensive player, and there's a good defensive shot, but
on himself.
He snookered himself.
The self fluker.
You Americans and your terms sometimes. I wonder about you guys. I wonder what the water is down here sometimes.
It's not the water. Oh, boy.
And that's going to be a concession there, so Liwa concedes. First frame of this round of 16 to CCU. It's 1-0. It's a best of 5 race to 3. We'll step aside for a little break and be right back momentarily for frame 2. And we're back with frame 2, this last 16 match between CCU and Liwa Chen. So we'll see if CC can continue his great potting, his wonderful shot making in that first frame. Actually stepped off table just to get a cool drink of water.
From our awesome filtered water, our little big Berkey.
Thanks, Rajesh. Raj is giving a shout out to Ox Billiards for all the great streaming and commentary work that we're putting together. And he says they're truly setting the standard for the Nationals. So I'm not sure where next year's U.S. Nationals are going to be. I don't know, as I come from Canada, but I'm happy to be here providing the commentary. Maybe Mike knows, does it travel around the country?
Yeah, I think the goal of the Nationals is to travel around. And speak of the devil, I was about to mention Stephen Wong, and he's at the door. It would be nice to see the Nationals at Embassy down in the LA area. Stephen Wong is not only a great player, he's a great advocate for snooker and has really transformed that club. Recloth the tables, brand new competition lights. And I might just be saying that because I want to go visit. Hopefully I visit before then. Yeah, absolutely. United States Snooker Association on Facebook. No decision has been made. Ultimately, the decision it's a process, and it's not done on the fly. It's very measured. A lot of things are taken into consideration. I'm only speaking about the simplistic view of what I would like to see.
Do you guys have any clubs in New Mexico?
I don't know. FindSnooker.com is a great site. I think it's affiliated with USSA.
I'd love to get the land of Enchantment State one of these days, and why not go down there and have a great snooker tournament there. So maybe when we're finished here this weekend, I might check out that Find Snooker website and see where all great clubs are globally, as it's a global game. I think 130 countries actually might be playing the game of snooker where it's available. It's quite a lot.
Oh.
Well, he's kind of tied the black up with that.
That's the only positive out of that shot. There is a starter red. Wondering if he has an angle for the pink. He's going for the red at the top of that line of reds, it looks like. Or is he going for the one right next to the white? Oh, no. Again, defensive mind, just playing safe. Nothing's guaranteed on a color. So put it behind the brown ball.
Yeah, because it's pretty, on first glance, it looks pretty tricky for CC to find his way back to bulk. Maybe does he just clip off the left side of this red, left of the black, that one near the top cushion. Plays the containing safety.
Good speed there. Really tied him up. With that red in between the brown and the blue, it makes for a more difficult safety shot. Because if it doesn't go all the way up to the bulk cushion, then that red might be on. Nice shot.
Yeah. Are you tempted, Mike, by that red above the blue? Maybe CC might take it to the top corner.
I know how good I am.
Sometimes that's the philosophy, you want to tempt your opponent into one that they'll think they'll take on.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's a tricky shot, and I think that was a good strategy there by Liwa. As he's got a nice red here to open things up. Just looking how all the reds are spaced out. The pink is definitely available in a few shots' time.
Liwa is from Flushing, New York. That's where he hails from.
That's where they're having the U.S. Open, right? The tennis.
I believe so, yeah.
Our good friend, the community, Matt Hewart, is enjoying some time over there. It was great to meet Matt again last weekend at the World Women's Snooker U.S. Open.
Oh, that's twice playing safe, but the red ball just doesn't seem to hit another ball. and pops out. So I think the last time it happened, it led to a 30 break. If I'm not correct. So we'll see what CC can do here.
Yeah, putting full concentration into that red. He's got a good angle on the green to come down table. Possibly these reds by the pink.
Oh, pink ball's in the way. Went too far. Still got a red on the left there. Not sure if he wants to stun it. Maybe a little bit of draw for the pink in the right middle pocket. It's a good angle. Now he's back in business, not chasing his tail. Sometimes when you get out of position, it does seem like you're just trying to get back in, and with one shot, he's in.
Yeah, he's running, what, about 300 cc's right there?
10 cc.
10 cc, okay. Not much of a motorcyclist, but I do know that cc's is some form of measurement of power with those machines, so. I can draw back a little bit for this pink in the top left corner pocket. I think you're going to see that a lot today. We're getting into the time where these players definitely, once they get into the balls, they know what to do and really are able to just as we say that, he had to get all up on the table there, so it made it a little bit difficult. We're pretty much going to be focusing on this, our TV table here, but if you're interested in any other scoring, we do have 4 tables in the works here at Ox Billiards. You can check out cloudsnooker.com. That has live scoring, so you can tune into there to see where all your favorite players are and see a little bit of the schedule that's going to come up. Not sure what our next TV table is going to be. We'll have to take a look behind the scenes just to see. And if you're in the chat, there's the link to the streaming or the scoring site.
You know what I'm going to say. Very defensive-minded. Great shot. A lot of players would try to force that blue ball into the middle pocket. The angle was kind of tricky, and not sure there would have been a red on. There's maybe the top right red goes into the left corner pocket, and maybe that was something he could have looked at, one of those 3. But yeah, good option right here.
Yeah, day 1, day 2, you might see the newer player kind of take on that color, whereas a lot more of these players have developed a good snooker mind and just know when to hold the brakes and know that a great safety shot is much better than putting a red into the bottom of the pocket. He's going to put him back. Now, I can't remember in our round robin, we had 3 attempts, 2 putbacks. Has this changed now into the knockout round?
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have enough ref volunteers. So when matches are not refed, that is the rule. But in the semis and in the finals, there will be a change in that. And I do believe that it's unlimited or until snookers are required.
And that'll be interesting because it will be the judgment call of the referee to see if it's a valid attempt. That's sometimes where maybe this rule can get a little bit abused, as you know, you could come off 4 cushions and just miss your object ball by a millimeter, and yet your opponent will put you back. But it's a good thing that we have that limited of 3 attempts, so it doesn't get too costly for an opponent. And as well, if someone flukes a snooker, it's not that penalizing as well.
So I like CC here to hit this one this time. He just doesn't want to leave the other red on the cushion for Li Hua.
Yeah, I think in the first 2 attempts he was just trying to get nestled nice and close to that red that's close to his cue ball right now. And now his third attempt he did have a more easier red to hit. And our friends at the USSA have confirmed that yes, when we have referees, the full misrule will be in effect. So that will be interesting to see, because that can add another twist and turn in a frame.
Draw back for the blue. Oh, didn't get under it. Turned into a stun.
Yeah, really tough. The black is tied up and pink's made its way close to the bulk line, kind of off, so.
How's that yellow look? I'm not even looking at it, so.
You might have the angle to put this blue into the side. Oh, those tight side pockets strike again. Look out. Doesn't he get behind the yellow? Oh, he was going for it. The yellow is definitely in a dangerous spot for snookers. Whoever can find the pathway there, it's tight, but it will be a well-received reward if they can get their cue ball behind that yellow.
Archit on Twitch. Good morning, Archit. Who do you like in this match? Chat room. Let us hear it. Archit, who you taking?
Or voice your support in the chat room. Give it up for CC. Give it up for Li Hua. Tongue twister. Great shot there. Li Hua, is he going to get some support on the chat?
Prathamesh. Get down here, Prathamesh. You were so good on the mic. It'd be great to hear your insights again. How did we know that he was going to tuck that behind the yellow?
Well, as you said, Mike, he has a defensive mindset, so that's why we knew he was going to get behind the yellow.
It's only the second frame. Get used to it. Oh, nice. Prathamesh in the Facebook chat says, I'll be there for the quarters. Cool.
Nice hit.
Beautiful. Yeah, the USSA is reminding everybody in the Facebook chat that the 3-miss rule is on. You can prefer to play a certain shot to get out of a snooker, but if you can see a red full in the face after two misses, your opponent should warn you that if you don't hit a red, you lose the frame. And that's to avoid abuse as well. It's funny, I would love to read anything about how these rules came to be and what were the impetus and gameplay the seasons before that rule came into being, like why the foul and a miss rule, like what were their case studies that required that. You know, is there something out there like that? Because that would be an interesting read.
I think it might go back. There was a little bit of abuse happening with when you're a snooker. They would play a shot that just made it tough for their opponent, when it's like you easily could have hit your object ball kind of thing.
There has to be a driving force behind these rule changes, and by force I mean person. Prathamesh said, Prathamesh in the chat on Facebook says, I think it was deliberate fouls that caused some of these rule changes. For sure, yeah. I would imagine so, but I would love to hear like what years that happened. I'd love to read about maybe what players were guilty of that. I'm a history buff at any level, though.
Well, I don't know if you want to break out your Rolodex, because I'm pretty sure you have the fantastic and well-informed Michaela Tabb, and I'm pretty sure she can point you in the right direction. She was a world-class referee. And they're always looking at, as much as there is, the hard and fast rules, there's always little tweaks that they're doing here and there, because sometimes they do get abused. Like I think just recently, needs to pull up for Cece, a bit pacey, but with the foul and miss over the pro circuit, they've just added, as a result of the shot, if the score is tied, then they can't be put back. So USSA, thanks for that tidbit of knowledge, as the miss rule was introduced in 1995.
Man, that was the year Dallas Cowboys beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in Super Bowl 30.
Was it? Okay.
Crickets.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not a Cowboy fan.
Anyway, back to the frame.
Are you a big Cowboys fan or Steeler fan?
I was born in Texas, so I am legally required to root for the Cowboys and not like the Texans. Sorry, Crouch family and Varun.
What about the Houston Oilers?
They're no longer a team. I think they're in Baltimore, named after a poem by Edgar Allan Poe.
I've been a strong supporter of the Atlanta Falcons football team for many years, and do you know what their color scheme is?
Black and red.
And white.
And white. The cue ball. The 3 most important balls on the table. I like it. Lewa's work has paid off a little bit. Nice chance here for a few points, and then possible safety. Tie up CC. Oh, goodness. Wow, even when he misses, he's defensive. Because yeah, I thought he was going to leave that in the red on top of those 2. I thought that was going to be open.
Yeah, that might be just the one thing that swings the pendulum in Cece's favor in this match is when CC gets in, he does score heavily. Liwa might not be able to score as heavily, but his defensive mindset is maybe just a little higher than CC's, but CC's been around the game for a long time. He does know the importance of defensive play. He's not just a player that's going to pot balls. He'll know when to lay a snooker when need be.
No, absolutely. But in this room of 8 great players, great American players, Liwa is by far, I believe, the more defensive player. There's a lot of people in this room. He can still make breaks, don't get me wrong, but I think the predominant tool in these players' pockets is high breaks.
Yeah, and I think that just goes back to where we mentioned before, a lot of American players coming into this game from pool, and it's a very offensive game, American pool.
It's not that offensive.
Wow.
What a shot. A little far for the a little far for the brown or green, but still a great blind pocket shot. That pace.
Yeah, I wonder if he's just going to take the bulk side of this brown, try and get behind the green. Still in anyone's frame. 9 points in it. Oh, I think CC wanted to be on the other side there. And 9 points in it and 51 on. So, but here's kind of the defensive mind. Iwa. Doing what he does best. And a great snooker there. Tap on the table from CC in acknowledgement. Might be a little bit of a gap here between pink and blue. One cushion.
New cloth, so it will slide a bit.
Oh, the cloths were changed last night after...
I had a long night.
No, we're not not on the pro scene just yet. It is an amateur event, so these tables aren't going to get any recloth for the semifinals and finals. They're going to be the same cloth all tournament through.
Is that the second time he's done that?
I think so, yeah. Definitely safety was in his mind first. And the pot was just a happy accident. And it's right on that pink, but neither of those reds are really desirable. So I think he's just going to, gently roll up to this blue.
Ramil is not in the room, so he will be in the 1 o'clock group. So Darren Taylor in the Facebook chat is asking. Darren is from Arizona. Great coach down there promoting the game. How you doing, Darren?
That's son of the great David Taylor and friend of our good friend David Brock. As I was mentioning, a little bit of the coin putting where sometimes where the cue ball is. These gentlemen are improvising a little bit, just putting, one's putting their chalk down just on the cushion, just for a nice accurate respot. if Liwa is unsuccessful in a hit.
A little long. Jacobone, am I pronouncing that right? In YouTube says, that's an incredible, tricky snooker, LOL.
Thanks for the kind words, Darren. Yes, bad you couldn't make it this year, but there is always next year. Hopefully we can see you out there soon enough. It's a much better attempt here. Got the hit, but unfortunately just left the red on. Dan, we'll take a look. I believe Romil is playing alley, so that might be a mouth-watering match for the TV table, but we'll have to take a look at the schedule and see what other matches we have there.
Hey, Dan Peterson, Facebook chat. How you doing there in Arizona? Dan Peterson is a member of Ox and used to live up here in Seattle and relocated about a month or so ago. So now he's frequenting the Arizona Snooker Academy. Yeah, we still are on the roll-on, roll-off schedule even at this level. I would love to put Ramil on. He hasn't been on the TV table yet. Oh, he knew as soon as he hit it that was too thin. But I think it landed safe.
He's kicked out. Hopefully, maybe can he run behind that blue? No, that's... red is out there for the picking.
Darren Taylor inviting Dan Peterson in the Facebook chat to have a game. Yeah, I believe the two of you would get along very well. Dan Peterson studies the history of the game and would love to hear some of your stories, and then also maybe take a coaching lesson.
Yeah, CC elected to play safe. Smart decision there, was just a little bit hampered by the blue.
We are matchmaking on the stream.
Another snooker connection.
Well, that's how the sport grows, to be honest. People like Dan, I got to say, he was a big proponent for snooker, Q sports in general, but really pushed the snooker here in the Seattle area.
Yeah, actually, when I was over in Sheffield in the spring for the World Championships, got chatting with a gentleman from Manchester, and he was a big snooker fan and actually listened to the Snooker Scene podcast where I do some correspondence with Dave Hendon. And I was asking him, do you know, when you listen, do you know the guy David Burney from Canada? He's like, yeah, I've heard that shout out. And I'm like, well, that's me. He's like, oh, really? That's cool. So it's great with the internet. We can all get connected and new friendships can be formed. And bitter enemies on the table. But
they're only opponents.
True.
Wow. Very touchy, but not touching. What a great shot. His bridge hand was so steady. I could see from our vantage point him just maybe half an inch above the blue ball. His sleeve, that is. He powered that in, and his bridge arm barely moved. Oh, my goodness. After a great shot like that, sometimes it is okay to chill, take a breather, and make the simple shots.
Don't know, Darren, if you're asking what the gentleman's name was that I met in Sheffield. It was Tim. I can't remember Tim's last name, and we were just kind of pretty much on first name basis. So if I saw him again, I probably would be able to recognize him, but all I know is Tim from Manchester, so sorry, Darren.
Leewall with a chance other than the blue, unless he wants to set up for a double. But I think that he's probably going to set up for a snooker. Oh my goodness. Some nervy shots here, but he knows how to miss. Holy mackerel. That's crazy. Little swerve action, checking the possibilities of that, which are pretty slim. This might be an impossible snooker, don't you think?
Just maybe sliding just past the pink, coming off the cushion and hitting the green.
Yeah, the green's behind the blue though at this angle. It's if you don't hit it absolutely correct, it's almost an S curve that you have to do, which only happens on Facebook when they fake a video. But in real life, I don't know if you can do this.
Almost. Does he go ball cushion?
I would, as a referee, I would look at this and give him one, maybe two attempts, and I don't see a way out. This might be impossible. Did he prove me wrong? He did prove me wrong. That's such a great shot.
Yeah, John, you and I are in the same book there. We were looking at ball cushion. That's what the cushions are there for.
Wow. I'm very impressed with that shot. Very cool.
Leo with that defensive mind again. Great snooker there. But CC's proven to be pesky.
Serve. Yeah, definitely. Returning the serve, getting annoyed, not getting shaken though.
Shaken, not stirred. Both players agree that that's the spots. Here comes the second attempt for CC to hit this green. Just missed there.
It's almost a carbon copy of the first attempt.
Leo is going to put it back. I don't know about this. I think CC's just making the adjustments on the final attempt here. And that green was an easy starter for Lee Wah, who now has the lead in the frame. He's got green and brown. Probably can come down for the blue. But he's put him back for this final attempt for CC on the green.
Wow. Uncharacteristic. Left the putting angle though. Nice 12 points there. And that is Lee Wah's highest break. Although it's not a break, but I think you get my point.
I don't think you've had your morning coffee.
Defensive points are a thing.
Needs to pull up a little bit. So it's just on the cushion there. So CC's not out of it just yet. It's not a clear runaway on this frame.
That was very far off.
as you can see down there, CC has a much higher potting percentage at 84.
There's a nice snooker by CC, showing that he too can play defense. Maybe a half ball. Looking on the right side. Yeah.
But he's going to leave this on. Looks like pairs figure skating as that red and brown just scooted down the table. It's interesting, yeah, all these players in the knockout phase have all facets of the game, so it'd be interesting as we were watching in the very first match with Jackie Wee and Ali that Jackie was definitely the strong potter, but he just faltered a little bit with his safety play and getting out of snookers. So we'll just see. As I was talking to Ali, and he did mention that he did notice that in Jackie's game and was definitely trying to exploit it.
Absolutely. Yeah, Ali is a great thinker on his feet. He can adjust to any match, knows when to floor the offensive, and knows when to start annoying with the defensive. John Sigler says that must have been a safety, I think alluding to the Lee Wa's shot on the brown that was about 2 feet away from the pocket. Yeah, it just probably didn't go the way he intended. He must have hit the ball a little weird.
And hello to Patrick Gigi in sunny Quebec, and a happy, happy birthday, Mr. Patrick Gigi. Hope you're having a great day there, and glad you're tuned in, and you have some good celebrations for your birthday today. Hey, Woogieman 007, hopefully you heard our 007 shout out of Shaken Not Stirred, but glad you're tuning in. Seems like everyone's starting to find the stream now here. The knockout round is just getting started. This is our first batch of matches here at the 2022 United States National Snooker Championship. We're live at Ox Billiards in Seattle, Washington. David Burney's in the booth along Mike Dominguez. And we're glad all of you are tuning in wherever you're finding us in the globe.
Dave Daly's in the building. What's up, Dave? Good to see you.
Yeah, it looks like it's all going to come down to this pink ball. It's going to be the important one, I think. Unfortunately, Alfred, this is our only TV table here, but hopefully as we continue to grow and sponsorship money can come in, we could hopefully get TV cameras on all of our tables. But if you're looking for updated score, head over to cloudsnooker.com. They've got the live scoring app that talks directly to the iPads that are at the tables where the players are keeping score. So you can tune in there, but we hope you're enjoying this great battle between CC and Lee Wa.
Fortunate roll there.
Mm-hmm. Might be fortunate he's got the snooker there, but I think that blue was tight on that cushion, and the old philosophy is when your object ball is tight to the cushion, hit the object ball and cushion at the same time. You'll see some players kind of put a little bit aside and kind of just to swerve their cue ball just so this cue ball curves around to give a more straight on shot.
Oh no, You gotta put a little side on that in order to get the cue ball to get behind the blue. It's a foul 6.
And Leo will be bringing out the redwoods. He's got all the great contraptions. He's got the telescopic extension there, as all these players have. Just to make sure you're always using your own tip. So much more beneficial than the olden days where you had to go under the table and get both cue and rest. So it's like we're going to have a 1-1 tie here pretty soon in this round of 16.
Yeah, the black ball will be a difficult, where it is now, a difficult snooker to make for CC.
Yeah, Woogie Man 007, there was a great match with Francis and Varun last night. Went to a decider. It was nail-biting, gripping action. Hopefully maybe you can look back and find that match. I know you're over in the UK and it was getting very late for you. It was very late for us, actually, so it might have been even really early in the morning in UK for you.
It's a must watch. It was a great match. She performed well, and people have to realize she's been playing snooker. She started this year. And of all the players from Ox, Francis did perform the best. So as Woogieman 007 in YouTube says, look out for her in the future. Yeah, I agree. She's one to watch out for. She was in good spirits after the match, and had some messages going back and forth, and she is sure that she's going to keep at it, keep trying. She's gotten bit by the snooker bug.
Yeah, good on her for joining this tournament, the only female competitor as well. She appeared in the World Women's Snooker US Open last weekend here at Ox. So she's doing the right things. So is Liha, as he puts that pink in the bottom of the pocket to tie this match up 1 frame apiece. And we'll just step aside, and frame 3 will be coming up shortly. And we're back here with frame 3 action ready to begin. Liwa Chen breaking off. It's a little cagey affair, that last frame. Wasn't really what CC wanted to do. You'll notice when CC gets in the balls, he definitely wants to pounce and score heavily and get the frame done sooner than later. Doesn't like getting tied up into these tactical affairs. But sometimes he's got to do what he's got to do. Oh, a little unfortunate that blue went in. But still early in the frame, so long ways to go. But is that going to be important when we get down near the end of the frame? As so many of these matches do come down to the colors, and the 5-point foul could be the difference between a frame won or frame loss. Nice pot there, and got a little help from the horn. Fortunately, Monica, we only have one camera pointed at our TV table. There are 3 other tables in action. Not sure if you're in the Seattle area. If you are, come on down and then you can watch it live. As there certainly is something to be seen about watching this game live. It is interesting. You'll notice how soft actually these players shoot. It seems like the camera adds a lot of speed to the shots, and you think they're shooting hard, but actually, in fact, it's very soft, gentle shots that they play. Ali has not played yet. He'll be in that batch of 1 p.m. matches. Trying to see if he has a... go on this red. He might just float it down and get onto the pink into the same pocket where he puts this red, or he might come down. The black, ooh. That's not good on any accounts. Did well to get the red, because obviously if that red didn't go in, he would be really leaving a great chance there for Liwa. But just a safety.
It's good speed there. In the pocket behind the blue, do have the 2 reds on the right cushion. Is there a path to get up the table? Looks like he's looking at the next 2 reds.
Uh-oh. 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 Wasn't able to find his pathway to ball. So this is the opportunity that CC just dreams about. Found a comfortable seat, everybody. Could be in for a real treat here. a little nervy, that one. They use all of the pocket to get in.
It's a nice angle there. You can see where he's hitting the cue ball. Looks like that pink ball is on his mind.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of a nuisance, but he's got to block it out now.
Well done.
We'll call this shot Mike's corner. It seems like Mike Dominguez's favorite camera angle here.
It's pretty much our only other option. For now. Humble beginnings. Not too humble, though. I mean, these are pretty badass cameras. Looks like he came up a little short there. Nope. He was going for that red.
Yeah, just real nice, short, compact shots. Not having had to do anything wild with the cue ball. Wanted to come up a bit higher on that red. When there's the bottom on that line of 5. If he's just got the pathway through these two reds on the side cushion to get onto the black. Oh, elected to come up table. So nice blue there, using the redwoods, but got the angle with the red. Take this into the green pocket and come down. Oh, just raises the hand. Obviously the red he was taken on, but he apologized for the little bit of the fluke, the little bit of flick off that top red of that line there to put him very nice on the black. So wow, this is looking really nice. This is like one of the world famous lineup practice routines that you do here. So CC's just got to keep focused, mind ahead, don't let your mind race ahead. bit there. He's going to have to make a nice recovery shot. I agree, Woogie Man. When you get into uncharted territory of these high breaks, that arm does get a little nerve-wracking, but CC has been in this place before, so he just needs to take some deep breaths. A man of his ability has put high breaks, so this is foreign territory for him. Oh, and he goes in off. Oh, the black, beautiful black, but unfortunately the green, or the white, shot up into the green pocket. That's a nice little break of 55 there. However, the frame is not in the books just yet. Got a 55 in it, and there's 75 on the table, or 67 on the table.
Yeah, really unfortunate there on that black ball, but still a nice break. Did some major damage.
Yeah, all CC needs to do is get back in again and put a few more reds in, and that will get this third frame for him. Always important, and I guess Li Wah is putting him back in. Just doesn't see the shot for him.
Watch the black ball again. Watch that black ball. Oh.
Ooh. Li Wah trying to stamp his mark. That might just go down to just being a little cool in this frame. Hadn't really got many shots. Is that red poking out just enough? It is. This is a nice pink into the left pocket. Just slide down for the red that's just above the black spot. Kill off this frame sooner than later.
Great pace here for the bottom red. Bit of an angle. A little bit of screw, maybe. Come back for the pink in the middle.
Well, 62 and 59. We are at the snooker's required stage, so CC wants to make sure of it. Just not give Li Wah a chance to come back to the table and kind of draw it out. It just plays with their nerves and is a bit annoying. Oh.
We stunned it perfectly for one of those reds. Probably the bottom red. At that pace, it is tricky to get any ball into the middle pocket. practice time on the table.
Well, always with that last red, there's a free ball option. So the defensive-minded Liwa.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe he was just getting some practice. Good call there, Mike. So Cece with an impressive 55 break seals the deal on this third frame. So he takes a 2-1 lead, and it's going to be a very, very crucial frame 4 coming up, as CCU could punch his card into the quarterfinals, but Liwa wants to stop the bleeding and force a decider. Frame 4 coming up. And welcome back, everybody. Frame 4. Big one right here. It's a great breakoff shot there by CC, taking over where he left off in that third frame. Liwa can just kind of roll up to the reds here. Kubo will be all right. It's a shot there to show the testament of how great these tables are. Just a straight roll. Sometimes you're going to be at a club table, and that might have rolled a little bit, but it just shows you what a great job Mike Dominguez has done with his tables here. Credit to his crew as well at Ox Billiards. Christian Youngers is doing great work as our technical director. Jamie Miller, we can't say enough of kind words. She's done a real fantastic job of jumping in and tournament directing. She got the bull by the reins, shall we say. You could clip off that red that's in the cluster there and just find a path through off the top cushion, side cushion, come into bulk. For one a little bit further down, not wanting to break out those reds. Probably the better idea there, as he knows how powerful and great break building abilities that CCU has.
Yeah, unfortunately for Liwa, that red did poke out.
Oh, just a little unfortunate for CC there. Great red, and just so unfortunate that he's not on the black.
You have to go off the side cushion, rest on the black. Not sure he sees any other color. Good snooker option, actually, if you can hit it in the right speed. Maybe go 2 cushions, ever so softly, get behind that black ball.
That is true. You come off that side cushion and a little bit of side, nestle up into that black.
Yeah, a little strong, but good idea. Didn't leave much as far as potting. Not a complete snooker, but I don't think Liwa has any real option to make a ball, so he will play safe.
Gotta watch out putting these words besides snooker, and if Christian's around, if you're saying not a complete snooker, is that a kaluker?
Oh, no.
Yeah, you're creating a monster.
I like it. That's what happens when you have snooker on the brain.
I more have this doorbell on my brain.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
I wonder, maybe in the tournaments to come, maybe the players could get day passes or something like that they could just swipe in. But I guess we want to encourage our fans to come in. Yeah, players might get rid of or misplace those trusty access keys.
Yeah, we're just going to have to live with it where it is and where we are at this point. The system that we have in place for the door buzzer is adequate, but can be better. So we're going to be looking for different options. Anybody have any ideas out there? Let me know. I'm always open to improve. But as far as passes for players, I don't think that's going to work.
Yeah, I kind of thought twice about that as soon as I mentioned that. Players are more concerned about their match in hand, and sometimes they forget their bow ties, their cell phone chargers.
Yeah, Dr. Snooker. So we have the volume on the buzzer at its lowest. We can't mute it because then there'd be a line of people, possible players out stuck in the cold. But our commentary booth at this point is literally in front of the buzzer. So we do have architecture plans. We work closely with Signal Architecture and Research that will put the commentating booth at a higher mezzanine level and away from this buzzer.
So I really appreciate your mic. You're always trying to one-up yourself. You're not just getting complacent. You're trying to find new and effective ways of just improving. So
Yeah, Archit is bringing up a point in Twitch as far as the member access. Yeah, those cards are not free. They're not expensive, but yeah, they still need to carry the card, and trying to get them back I would seem to be an issue.
yeah, Dan, good point about a doorman, but that can cost some money sometimes. So.
Yeah, labor does cost, and at this point we're losing money in terms of being closed. So we'd be losing more money. So there are volunteer options for people out there to be a doorman. But I love these ideas, and they're all stuff that we've thought of. But for one reason or another, it's just this is the way it has to be.
And hello to you, Vineet. Thanks for tuning in from British Columbia. Jacobone, I'm not sure on a count of how many players are wearing gloves. There is a few, that's for sure. Obviously, if you look on the pro circuit of snooker, probably there's hardly any players that are wearing a glove. But yeah, there is a few that have gloves. I know Ali, our defending champion, does wear a glove because he's got a carbon fiber cue, and he says that really helps because sometimes the fiber gets a little sticky, and he wants a nice, smooth transition. SD147, these are star tables, and they are covered with number 10 Strachan cloth, so top-notch conditions, heated tables as well.
Got a question for the chat. So I've heard Strachan, and during the World Women's, Strawn. What is the proper pronunciation?
Is that one of those things, potato, schedule kind of thing?
Yeah. Short answer is yes.
I just noticed the Strachan cloth, so...
yeah, I thought it was Strachan as well. The latter, Strawn, Prathamesh says. And so does the USSA, Strawn. Very cool. I appreciate all the answers. Oh, is he going to get lucky?
And yes, there, and I do believe they are using the 1G Aramith Champion Tournament grade balls. So Mike spares no expense for his players down here. So you really are spoiling these Seattle snooker enthusiasts, and I think all the players that have traveled near and far in America to come to this tournament are really impressed by the conditions.
Well, I do love this sport, and I want to give people in this area the best opportunity to play on great tables and try to keep them in good shape. And there's nothing like this in Seattle.
Yeah, as Mike is saying, all we are saying is just give snooker a chance.
To be fair, yeah. I mean, it might take you a couple of frames to understand the complexities and the draw of the sport. Hearing the description, having someone describe this game to you, it just does not do it justice. It's a very difficult game to describe to someone who's never played it and what the draw is.
And it's one of those games where you're always trying to improve it. You just doesn't feel like you ever can kind of master it. There's no one that ever really comes to the table and is running 147s at every visit.
Yeah.
So there's always that level of achievement. Some of these players are, as we saw CC, that was a great half-century break in the last frame. And believe me, that comes with time and hours of practice.
Continuous practice, just constant effort, because this is one of those things where you can't stop practicing. You'll lose the touch.
Side pocket strike again. Yeah, and if you're new to the game, all of a sudden, boom, you get two blacks strung together. Gives you a little confidence, like, oh, I'm going to come back. I know I can top that. And then maybe you get a break of 30. You're like, oh my goodness, like, you just see that nice progression. And then sometimes the game can be cruel and just knock you off that plateau. And then sometimes you're playing like you haven't even picked up a cue. So the ebbs and flows of it, obviously the more seasoned player will be able to shake off those bad vibes. But it's like all individual sports, it's very challenging, and most of the time you can get the correct technique. There's good coaches out there. What really matters is what's between the ears.
Yep. 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 And yep.
That's a nice angle there, just because hope you see that red straight on, but yeah, he can draw that back. For the blue, he's going to run through.
Worked out for him.
True. Guess I have some research to do. Maybe I'll reach out to our good friend Dave Hendon on the Snooker Scene podcast and see how he pronounces this cloth name.
Yeah, well, the chat overwhelmingly says it's Strawn. So until I hear otherwise, that's how I'll be pronouncing the name. Because When we had the World Women's competition, they pronounced it as Strawn. Took me a while to understand what they were talking about. Ahmed Ali is in the building. Nice little bump on the red. Clear path for the pink.
But you Americans do like to take letters away sometimes. How do you spell color? Parlor?
Ooh, Darren Taylor. In the chat. Strachan.
And his father was a great curist, great snooker player over there. So, this is the up time for the man that knows everything, all the ins and outs. You know what I'm talking about? David Brock. Where are you, David Brock?
David Brock.
If there was ever a time we needed him.
CC's abusing this pink ball. It's really the only high value color available.
Yeah, too bad we didn't set it up before this tournament. Maybe every pink ball that's potted, we can make a donation to breast cancer.
Well, we want to make a donation to the cure for breast cancer, not the breast cancer itself.
It's the cure. Yes, you know what I'm going at.
Of course.
You're putting words in my mouth again. But our good friend Patrick Eady, the president of Snooker Canada, has actually talked to the president of Strachan. But then we have Dave Daly saying Strachan. So, see, this game has many pub debates. Who's the best player ever? What is the actual name of the cloth they use?
Romeo is in the building. I think that was more safety than anything, that last shot from CC.
Sure, but a good contribution there. Takes a 38-14 lead in this fourth frame.
For some reason, the players have 37-14. So we will go by the table score.
Yeah, hopefully as we continue to grow here in the U.S., we can get more and more great people behind the scenes, helping out, doing refereeing and scorekeeping.
It's amazing how much work this is. What a great shot by CC.
And I think as Mike Dominguez has found out, it's a little tricky to commentate and scorekeep at the same time.
Commentate, scorekeep, take care of fires on table Alex Higgins. But I have a short attention span, so this is all within my wheelhouse. I can do several things at once. What a shot. And it's safe. Very nice.
Yeah, sometimes that double kiss can be deadly, but it worked out to his advantage there. Liwa. Another opportunity for CC to play a snooker. Come off the right side of this red. Oh, great pot there. Wow. CC is definitely looking really impressive here. I like what I'm seeing. Good angle on this yellow. Come back down the table.
That bottom red is probably what he's shooting for. of the pack. I mean, oh, no. Both he and I were thinking too far ahead.
Yeah, because he is just plumb on that red. Need a lot of draw to come back for the blue into the middle pocket after this red. Fantastic shot, right side of the blue. Come back down the table for these reds. Just have to see if that bottom red of the 3 goes to the top left corner pocket.
What's his luck like?
I think he's got to break out his guardian tools because there's a long plant there. I think that red that's close to the cue ball would have gone in, but unfortunately that other red is squeaked out to block the path to the top right corner pocket. So I think Lewa is just going to clip off this red and come up table.
He's looking at the green ball. Saw him peek over in that direction at least. Nice weight.
Yeah, and that blue is going to block the path for that red near the top right corner pocket, so maybe CC might be taking it on. Just can't see if it goes by. Looks like it could on second glance.
That was an aggressive shot. I think he's feeling it.
Yeah, he wants to get this match put to bed sooner than later. Doesn't really want to force a decider.
Well, you got to be measured, or you will force a decider yourself. And this is a good opportunity for Lewa to punish CC. Although it didn't go far enough, but he can just tap it in and be left with any one of those 3 reds. Or, too much side. Go up and down the table. I would have liked the tap just a little bit. It's more predictable. He got away with it. That's great. Now he has the yellow to get back down. Or did he go too far? He went too far.
Yeah, that yellow's tight against that cushion. He's looking to get behind the black. Now in Germany they have a different way of pronouncing it as well. This Strachan or Strawn debate is fierce. Oh, just a little too much pace, because I think that white is poked out a bit. And you can see this red that's near the top left corner pocket.
Strachan? Is that a good pronunciation? A little back of the tongue roll in Germany.
You know, why don't we just settle the debate? It's cloth.
It's baize.
There you go. And just remember to subscribe to either the YouTube or Facebook channel. That's because if we go off the air, I have to reboot the stream. You'll get notification when we go back live. So I think at the conclusion of this match, we might just shut down and come back at 1 p.m. That's when our next batch of matches in this round of 16. Great to hear, Canute. You know, some people binge watch Breaking Bad, others binge watch Snooker, and Canute is our good friend who's been tuning in all weekend long.
shot to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And you left nothing. Put an APB out for David Brock. Darren requests.
CC might be able to clip off this red near the pink. Come up behind the black.
Yeah, that would be great. Canute, Wales. Eventually we'll have a remote option for commentating. So it could be a possibility in the future.
Rednet, thanks for tuning in. I missed you, old friend. Haven't seen you in quite a while. I think the last time was in Ontario at a Richler Cup. Wishing you all the best. Hope you've been well over the past few years. I was really keen on catching up with you again. I heard that you suffered a little injury, so you weren't able to come out all the way here to Seattle. But hey, there's always next year, and the season is just starting. So maybe we'll see you somewhere out at a tournament soon. But wishing you all the best and a speedy recovery. You are missed out here, Renat.
I like the determined look on CC's face when he's at the table. He's a really nice guy off the table.
Oh.
He's very nice, very pleasant, always smiling.
Yeah, you can definitely share a good laugh with CC, but pushes all that aside when it comes to the table. Fierce competitor. Runs the Empire Billiards Club, which is close by here in the state of Washington.
Is one of the sponsors. He has donated some money to this event, so he's a big partner in our efforts here for sure. And as I've always said, if it wasn't for CC, there would be no Ox. It's been a huge help.
Just gonna clip out the green in place. The snooker.
Could have been a little better, a little stronger on that green. Give it a bit more of a bounce. I think Lewa should get out of this.
Yeah, just swerve around the green ever so gently. Fortunately, hasn't caught a break there. I think this very long red, probably about 11 feet 3 inches of table space that he has to run. Oh, maybe he was snookered there. Have to come off the cushion.
Still anybody's frame here.
Yeah, green, black, and yellow really tight to those cushions.
Can't get too crazy with these shots. We all have those at this level. Just those shots we've seen CC miss a shot we'd expect them to make 100% of the time. It's all in the timing of when those shots occur. If they happen early, you're usually okay. CC jumped up on that shot. Probably wasn't completely sold. I think he wants this match to be over. So when you're in a hurry, slow down. Get it done right.
That's okay. Flirted with the bottom of that pocket, but it stayed out. Sargon. I'm just not sure who's on the stream next. We'll have to take a look at the matches that are in that round of 16, and we'll be confirming with the committee of how they feel the best match that will be on. We apologize if it's not one of your favorites, but in our humble opinion, we'll be looking to see which is the most entertaining and exciting match for all you great viewership out there.
We've gotten requests in the chat for the Romeel and Ali match. We're always happy to accommodate. There are all good matches.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like a mouth-watering match for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. On cue, Ali is in the building. Jamie's taking care of us. So he's taking a long look at this. Which is a good sign for CC. Kind of feel a few shots previously he was a bit rushed.
It's a really nice shot there too. The blue was a bit easier for him, but putting that yellow in, gets it back on the spots. He's still at the table. It would have been tricky blue to that yellow, so now he's... Oh. CC. Still, the green's in a difficult position here. So he does have that reprieve here. As we said, a lot of these matches get down to the colors.
I wonder what it will do to CC's frame of mind to have to go to a decider when this was his to win, to be fair. But Liao is a fighter himself and has some things to say about CC moving on.
It would be utterly deflating, that's for sure. But CC, a strong competitor, probably would just lick his wounds quickly, get over it very quickly, as you have to have the mind of a goldfish in this game. Be very forgetful of your last costly miss.
Ajaya is in the building.
He is the president of the USSA. And actually a player in the tournament as well. Just almost fluked that in, but so this is an opportunity here. Liwa, he squandered that opportunity.
Did he not hit center ball on that? Because it looked like right off the cue tip, it just didn't have the angle.
It did have something. Maybe he just got ahead of himself, saw that he had a great opportunity to steal this frame, force a decider. CC's frame ball here. It's 20 and 18 on the table. Liwa will be coming back to the table if he gets the opportunity. I don't think CC's going to try and take this pot on.
Yeah, hitting center ball.
Maybe cutting it back. That's clever. bit pace there. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of leave it in the jaws. If it went in, it would have been fantastic, obviously, but knowing that his opponent needs snookers, it's always good to put a ball in the jaws. Not a bad angle to get behind the black here. Liwa, who does have that defensive mindset.
He's going to need it. That looks really good. Doesn't have the legs, though. The angle's there.
Millimeters away from brilliance. And unfortunately, he's left a long pot on here for CC. This frame match quarterfinal appearance for CCU. Well, you rock that all the way around.
Yeah. So a tricky safety here would be putting right English, hitting the pink on the bulk cushion, having the cue ball grab the side cushion, and getting behind the black ball. But it doesn't look like he's playing that. It looks like he's going to stun it behind the black. No, he was playing that. He didn't put it. I was looking at his tip placement. It did not look like he put enough side on it, which he didn't. You need that side to avoid the double kiss.
Yeah, and sometimes if you don't fancy the shot, just have that patience just to live to fight another day. But this is there for CCU. Wow, fantastic shot. So CC avoids a little bit of hiccups there. He's punched his card into the quarterfinals by taking a 3-1 frame victory over Liha Chen. Liha, great tournament. Good approach there. We are going to step aside for a few moments. I think we'll be back at 1 p.m. Just not sure exactly what match we're going to put on here. We're just going to put our brains to paper and see what the stream match should be, but I'm pretty sure it will be an excellent match no matter what. So feel free to tune in to us in about half an hour's time. It's David Burney saying thanks for all the viewership. We'll talk to you soon, everybody.
Just a message to all the people watching. Go ahead and subscribe because we're going to go ahead and go off air until we can get the next match set up. That'll make it hopefully around 1 o'clock, so looking about 15-20 minutes. But in order to get that notification, you will need to subscribe on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube. Hope to see you all soon.